So this past Sunday was my anniversary, which means it was also the anniversary of my honeymoon. And my wife was very clear that there were to be no kites on the honeymoon unless we went to Africa. And I said, funny you should mention it. There are these 2 kite festivals in South Africa in October. And we packed up the kite bag and away we went. Now, wanting to support the local economy, we did all the tourist stuff in South Africa. We went to a national park, did a couple of game drives, saw the wildlife, went out whale watching on the Indian Ocean, saw the humpbacks, drove Harleys around the tip of Africa to the penguin colony, went out to Nelson Mandela's prison cell. Really? That got a laugh? My wife got to pet a cheetah. I got to take a 4,000-pound elephant for a walk. We went to a ranch where we fed the ostrich. Went to a restaurant where we ate the ostrich. It's the circle of life. But there was a negotiation going on for the one thing that I wanted to do the most. See, the thing is that I was going to have to take my wife to some wine tastings in the South African vineyards if I was going to get to go shark diving. And that is how my wife got drunk. And on a beautiful Tuesday morning, we wound up in the little coastal village of Gansbaai. And Gansbaai is the closest town to the Dyer Island seal colony, which, if you're a shark, is pretty much the Southern Ocean's shady maple. And we got in their boat and motored out a couple miles to where the shark cage was in the water. I got into my wetsuit. I apologized this so soon after dinner for giving you the image of me in neoprene. It's not a good thing. And they tell you in advance that lately some killer whales had moved into the area. And killer whales are one of maybe the only thing that can kill great white sharks. They just cut them open, eat the liver, and leave the rest. There's great white carcasses washing up on the beaches of South Africa. So they were kind of lowering our expectations. You're probably not going to see the big sharks. And sure enough, there's plenty of these smaller sharks, like 6-7 footers. They call them bronze whalers. And they say that their mouths are so small they actually can't bite a person. They're pretty much plankton eaters. They're vegetarian sharks. This is not, the Hollywood shark that you're hoping for. But you get down in this cage and you're bobbing along in the water, and the water is cold. It's coming straight up from Antarctica. And this being a fish story, I'm not going to lie, there was shrinkage. And you're bobbing along in that cage, and there's all these bronze whaler sharks, and it's cool for a while. And then they disappeared. And you're left looking at nothing. You are freezing your ass off looking at murky green water. And at some point, you're thinking, this sucks, and I'm paying for this. Let's just get out of the cage and get back up on the boat where they're passing out hot tea and hot chocolate. And at that moment, a 13-foot great white shark appeared from the murky depths directly in front of us. I'm going to say that everybody in the cage peed a little. And that shark swam by, turned around, came back, and swam close enough in front of the cage that I could have poked my finger out and touched it. 13-foot great white shark, starting with this pointy nose like Barbra Streisand, and a mouthful of huge white teeth like Julia Roberts, and finally this cold, lifeless eye like Melania Trump. And it swam by and came back and did a couple more passes, and we got to see this shark, boy, right in front of us. And that was it. I was excited. That was everything I wanted out of this vacation. But the shark had more in store. And as the shark went by, from an area of its anatomy that I believe is called the booty, released this green cloud. And I'm not talking like a nice hunter green or even Kelly green. This is more of in the chartreuse family, kind of a toxic waste green. And it's filled with these burbling, gaseous bubbles and swirling chunks of stuff that reaffirmed my decision to never eat sushi. I think it's safe to say that the great white sharted. And I couldn't see that shark's face as it swam away, but if it was anything like me, it had a look of deep satisfaction.